Hi everyone, Camel is the focus today in this short class. A brick or something you can squeeze between your legs like this would be useful. And in a minute, when I say have the brick mid-width, this is what I mean. Okay, so not wide, not skinny, but mid-width, all right? We're gonna start lying on our back, have that brick within arm's reach, and come to find your stillness as soon as you can. Fingers unfurl. Take a sigh if you want. No control, just tune into the breath and in turn tune into the body. Start to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth for now. And close your lips, breathe just through the nose. Walk your feet just halfway to the bum, being quite specific there, halfway. Put that brick between your mid-thighs, or thereabouts, hands to the side again. Feet as wide as your knees pretty much. Lift your bum, lift your lower back, lift your mid-back, reach your arms above the head. Then exhale, lower your mid-back, lower the bum, lower the arms. Treat it as a bit of a flow, creating a wave, a constant wave, but a slow wave. Continue like that, smooth as you can. The next time you're at the top, stay at the top, keep the arms where they are, but create this feeling of your bum reaching to the back of the knees and the front of the hips reaching to the face. Still squeezing the brick though. Hold that, fire it up. Breathe 4. Lengthen that lower back a little bit deeper for 3. Remember this feeling for later for 2. As you squeeze the brick, inwardly rotate and then release. Extend your legs to the ceiling. Notice how wide your feet are. Squeeze that brick, inwardly rotate, like you're trying to push the brick away from you. Hold 3. Squeeze 2. Bend the leg, get rid of the brick. Hug your knees in, walk up to a seated position, and then come straight to a tabletop position. Maybe just shift back to the middle of the mat if you're not there. Take a little bit of random movement, forwards and backwards, clockwise, anti-clockwise, all sorts of directions. And then before we do cat-cow, I want you to lower your chest down as you walk the hands forwards, but keeping the hands about shoulder width, aiming your rib cage down to the floor. Now what will tend to happen there is you want to take your hands wider, don't, and try and create a little bit of space across the back, a space across the shoulder blades. And just ask yourself, have your feet just crept closer together? Don't let them. A little bit deeper, breathe for 3. Breathe there for 2. And then slide all the way to the belly. Now as you come to the belly, take your hands just off the side of the mat, lift up to the fingertips, lift the chest a little bit so your rib cage is lifted, but not by a lot. Then just explore rolling the shoulders back and down. Do that a few times. And then eventually pull your shoulder blades down, squeeze your elbows in and stay there. Hold that for 3. 2. Stay there. And then reach your left arm back, reach your right arm back. Try not to crank the neck. And then hands down, come to a tabletop. Inhale, lift the chest, look forward, shoulders down. Exhale from the tailbone forward, ripple through the spine. Continue that. So cat-cow, but again, like we did on our back, creating a constant movement, not just snapping from pose to pose. Move individual vertebra. Twice more. And then pause in the middle. Now as you pause in the middle, extend the left leg back, but with a little bend in the leg. And reach your right arm forwards next to the ear, lift the chest. Inhale, knee to elbow. In this class, lift up into a slight back bend, arm with your ear. Do that a few times, in and out. Each time lifting the arm a little bit higher. On the next one, stay in the lifted position, but actually bend the right arm more and try and point your elbow forwards while simultaneously trying to lift it a little bit higher. Breathe there for 3. Breathe there for 2. And then release. Take 2 rounds of cat-cow, making sure you're still gripping with the fingers. And then stop in the middle, extend the other arm, the other leg, a little bit of a back bend, a little bit of a bend in the leg, a little bit of bend in the arm. Then a few times knee to elbow, extend back out. If you want to make it harder, try and turn that palm up, that front palm. One more time. Now the next time you're lifted, stay in the lifted position. Try and lift your elbow a little bit higher. Breathe there for 3. Breathe there for 2. And then release. Ease out. Pause back in the middle. 2 rounds cat-cow. And then pause, curl the toes, push the bum back into downward dog. Have a little walk, maybe lengthen it. Inhale, ripple forwards to plank. But then bend the legs, push backwards, then up. Again, ripple forwards to plank. Bend the legs, push back and up. Continue. So nice surprise. No chaturanga today. Continue that flow. Keep the chin to the chest into the last moment as you roll forwards. Then the next time you're in downward dog, stay in downward dog, lift the right leg to the sky. Draw the right knee to the right arm, the left arm, the sky, to the right, the left, sky, to the right, left, and then stay there. Step the leg to the top of the mat from there, back knee down to the floor. Reach your arms up. Fold forwards, flex the foot, drag your heel towards you, guide your chest towards the big toe. Hold that. Encourage your chest a little bit further forwards. Breathe there for 3. 2. Sit back all the way and then take the fingertips actually behind you. Lift your bum the smallest amount, but then tuck it and try and reach the front of the hips towards your face and actively push your left knee towards the floor. That should feel quite intense. And then release. Come forwards, bend the leg. Right hand to the sacrum. Point the fingers down, not up. Slightly tuck the bum. Left arm up, little bend. Lift the belly, lift the chest. Cultivate a back bend. Don't sink forwards into the hips. Do the opposite. Lift the front of the hips. And don't drop the head. Hold it in space. Breathe there for 3. Keep lifting. Breathe there for 2. Bring yourself back to center. Put your left hand down next to the right foot. Right hand to the chest. Turn the chest, open the arm. Look up, stay there. Pull your left shoulder blade down. If you want, you could straighten the back leg and lift the bum a little bit higher. But whatever you're doing, stay firmly connected to the floor with that hand. And then hands down. Step back to plank. Tiptoes, chaturanga. Pull into the back bend. And eventually downward dog. From downward dog, lift your left leg to the sky. Draw the left knee to the left arm, the right arm back up. Left, right, back up. Left, right, stay there. From that position, step the leg to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up, pause. Arms back, flex the foot forward. Engage the leg, toes point back to the face. Press the top of the right foot down. Then sit back all the way, fingertips behind you. Slightly lift the bum, tuck it, pull your belly button inwards towards the spine. Press your knee into the floor. Release, come forwards, left hand on the sacrum, right arm with your ear, elbow points a little bit forwards, tuck the bum, lift the belly, lift the chest. Cultivate this feeling of lifting in the back bend rather than folding. Breathe there for 3. Breathe 2. And back to center. Right hand pretty much on the midline of the mat. Turn the belly, turn the chest. Open the arm in line with the chest. Maybe curl the toes, straighten the back leg if you want. Maybe lifting the bum a little bit higher. Turning the body a little bit deeper. Breathe there for 3. A little bit further for 2. Nice. Then on 1, hands down, step to plank. From plank, remember, no chaturanga. Just lower your knees, lower your hips, lower your belly, lower the chest. Reach your arms behind you. Look down. Lift your chest, lift your arms, but push your feet down and encourage your little toe closer to the floor. And release. Push back, bum to heels, into downward dog. Pause in downward dog. From downward dog, walk your feet to the top of the mat. As you walk the feet to the top of the mat, eventually just grab the elbows, hang loose. And then actually come to stand up slowly. As you come to stand up slowly, take one hand to belly, one hand to chest. Slightly bend the legs, barely at all. Tuck the bum, lift the belly, shoulders down, lift the chest, cultivate a little back bend, neck nice and long. Breathe there for 4. Chest lifting, 3. 2. And then just come back to center. This time, arms up with ears. Slightly tuck the bum, lift the belly, lift the chest. Cultivate a slightly deeper back bend. And then exhale, hands to the floor, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Arms back, stay there. Try and lift the chest more, neck long, not looking forwards. Hands down, step to plank. Lower your knees, hips, belly, chest. Arms back, lift the chest. Knees down, bum back. Into downward dog. Feet together, right leg to the sky. Step the right leg forwards, open to warrior 2. Take your forearm to your thigh. Hand to the chest, open up, turn the palm. Reach up and over, but keep the arm straight. And the more you reach, the more I want you to engage those muscles under the arm. What I don't want you to do is just shortcut into a shape. Use that right arm to lift you and rotate you. You're not just leaning on the leg. Breathe there for 3. Ultimately looking for a straight line from ankle to hip to left hand. And then come back to warrior 2. Hands to the floor, step back to plank. Lower your knees, hips, belly, chest. Reach your arms back. Lift the arms, lift the chest, lift the nose. And then straight back down, push back, downward dog. Left leg to the sky, step the left leg to the top center. Open to warrior 2. Same thing, forearm to the thigh. Turn belly, turn chest, open arm. Turn the palm, but more significantly, start to rotate the whole arm. The more you reach, the more you should be able to have access to the muscles you need under the armpit to create that rotation. As you go deeper, it should only get harder as you reach to the front of the room. Hold there for 4. Stay opening for 3. Lift through that left arm for 2. Nice. Come back to center, hands straight to the floor. This time lower your knees, hips, belly, chest, and take the right hand, grab the right ankle. If you can, walk your hand up and over to the inside. Take the left forearm in front of you, just put your head on the forearm. Now with your head on the forearm, start to lift that right knee off the floor and kick your leg back. Okay, head on forearm, kicking up, back and away. Try not to let the knee drift out. Imagine that brick is still between your thighs. And then release. So same thing other side, left hand grabs the outer ankle, then up and over to the inside. Head on forearm, kick back, kick up. If your elbow hyperextends, just don't let it. Let there be a little bend in the arm to stop that from happening. And then release. Ease yourself out. Make your way to downward dog. From downward dog, right leg to the sky. Step that right leg to the top of the mat. Inhale, high lunge this time. From high lunge, feet about hip width. Imagine the brick between your legs in a sense. Bend the left knee, bring the knee forward, bring the bum back. That should already start to lengthen the front. Right hand sacrum, left arm up, then point the elbow slightly forwards. Tuck the bum, lift the belly, lift the chest, cultivate a back bend. All the back leg wants to do is straighten, don't let it. Come back to center, and then just fly to warrior three. Really trying to cultivate a straight line from head to foot. Just a straight line. Breathe 2. 1. Step back, take a vinyasa, meet in downward dog. When I say vinyasa, remember, no chaturanga, more like body to the floor. But you might have done it anyway. Left leg to the sky, left leg top of the mat. Bend the right knee, bring the knee under the bum, bring the bum over the knee. Left hand sacrum, right arm with the ear. Bend the arm, point the elbow forwards, tuck the bum, lift the belly, lift the chest. Cultivate a little bit of a back bend again. It should feel pretty unnatural actually. All the things you don't want to do, like keeping the elbow pointing forwards and tucking the bum. But it is what we want. It's what will benefit us the most. Come back to center, fly to warrior three. Pretty straight line. Step back, take a vinyasa, meet in downward dog. Remember, cobra is what we're, not cobra. Locust is what we're looking for. Then actually slide all the way to the belly. Grab both ankles, maybe on the outside, maybe go to the inside. If that's completely impossible, just have the arms reaching back. From there, your elbows might already feel a bit of strain. Engage your bicep a little bit so you're not locking the elbow out. For today, keep the chest low, but lift your knees high. Try not to push too much through your belly. Feet apart. And then come to a kneeling position. Now as you come to kneel, similar to what we did with one leg earlier, fingertips behind you, slightly tuck the bum, lift the front of the hips up to your face, trying to get into the quads. If anything, look down your belly. We're not really trying to back bend at all. Tucking the bum, pulling the belly button in. And then release. Come back to center, curl your toes, take your right hand to your sacrum, sweep your left arm across, slightly to the right. Nice, left hand to sacrum, right arm sweeps. Continue that, just alternate. Nice and smooth. So it's a little bit of a back bend, a little bit of a twist, hopefully at least lots of side stretch. Once more each side. And then stop in the middle. And as you stop in the middle, both hands to the sacrum. Okay, now this is important. Not your bum, not your lower back, your sacrum. Slightly tuck the bum. Do not move your head yet. Roll the shoulders, try and lift the belly. Try and lift the chest. Open the upper back, shoulders down, elbows kind of in. Then eventually neck long. So not dropping the head back. It's okay to leave your chin on the chest, but ideally, the neck is following the curve of the spine. That's hard because your neck is weak, but that doesn't mean it's not useful. And then come back. Sit down, take a moment. We are going to take a second set in a minute. So this time, watch first. I'm going to invite you, if you were quite deep there, to maybe lean back to touch your heels, but not if you do that and stay there. It only makes sense to do that if you can actually push back forwards again. Okay? I would love you to keep the toes curled under, because that gives you length to open. If you get very attached to taking your hands low, that often just causes compression. Okay? So, look forwards, hands on sacrum to begin with at least. Slightly tuck the bum, lift the belly, lift the chest, roll the shoulders, open up. And then eventually, maybe touch your heels. Still trying to open the chest though. Breathe there for 4. Elbows squeeze in for 2. Neck long. Then on 1, come to center. And then just take a little bit of a slouch. Like almost drop the head. Let the spine slightly curve. Cross the ankles, sit back. And take a forward fold that's quite passive. Maybe even lean on the brick. But do let your back round. What you might want to do though is take the arms to the opposite of what we've been doing so far, which will be the back of the hands behind you. Head towards brick or floor. That's taking the arms into a slight internal rotation. Bring it back to center. Okay, same thing. Other leg in front. Take the fold. Ease back up. Come to line your back. Hug your knees into the chest. Round your back. A little bit of movement. Roll around a little bit. Go wild. And then make your way to Shavasana. So if you want to be here for longer, maybe stop the video now. But if you want a short one, just stay with me. Spine neutral. Let your body receive gravity. With the fingers and toes. However you get there, come to a seated position. Fold your palms. Thumbs to forehead. Thank you for sharing your practice.